are 4 ways of solving systems of equations. 1. Substitution. 2. Adding or subtracting. 3. Graphing. And 4. Multiplication. These are the steps to solve it by graphing. 1. Write both equations in slope-intercept form. 2. Graph both equations in the same coordinate plane. 3. Estimate the coordinate of intersection. 4. Check the coordinate by substituting them into each equation. Here's an example of solving systems of equations by graphing. You have 2 equations. The first one is x plus 2y equals 7. Second one is 3x minus 2y equals 5. To make a graph, you have to find them in slope-intercept form. To do that, you subtract x from each side, and then you get 2y equals negative x plus 7. Then you need to divide 2 from everything, and then you're going to get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3.5. For the next one, you do the same, and then you divide by 2, negative 2, and then it's negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 5. Then you get y equals 3/2x minus 2.5. So these are your slope-intercept forms of each equation. Then you're going to graph them, and where they intersect is your solution. So it's 3, 2. To check your solution, you need to solve them into the original equation, plug them into the original equations, and then solve them and see if they're correct. And x plus 2y equals 7. You plug in the x and y value, and you're going to get 7 equals 7. That's correct. And then for 3x minus 2y equals 5, you plug in 3 and 2 for x and y, and then you end up getting 5 equals 5, which is correct. So your solution is 3, 2. These are the steps to solve systems of equations with substitution. Step 1 is to solve one equation for one of its variables. Step 2 is substitute the expression from step 1 into other equations and solve for the variable. Step 3 is substitute that value into one of the equations to solve for other variable. Here is an example of how you would solve systems of equations using substitution. So you have 2 equations, x equals 2y minus 6, and then you have 4x plus 6y equals 4. So you have x equals 2y minus 6, so you can plug that into the x for this equation. So it's going to be 4 times 2y minus 6 plus 6y equals 4. So you're going to distribute the 4, and then you're going to 8y minus 24 plus 6y equals 4. And then you're going to end up getting 14y equals 28, and you're going to divide by 14, and you're going to end up getting y equals 2. And then y equals 2, so you're going to plug that in to the other equation, and it's going to be x minus 2 times 2 equals negative 6. So that ends up being x minus 4 equals negative 6. Going to add 4 on each side, and you're going to get negative 2. So the answer is x equals negative 2 and y equals 2. These are the steps of solving systems of equations by adding or subtracting. Step 1 is add or subtract the equations to eliminate one of the variables. Step 2 is solve the remaining equation for other variable. Step 3 is substitute in either equation to find the value of the eliminated variable. These are 2 examples of how to solve systems of equations by adding and subtracting. The first example has 2x plus 3y equals 11, and then it has negative 2x plus 5y equals 13. 2x plus negative 2x can be eliminated, so you're going to be adding here. And then it's going to be 3y plus 5y, which is 8y, and then 11 plus 13, which is 24. And you're going to get y equals 3. To find x, you're going to have to plug in y to either equation. So I chose to plug in 2x plus 3y equals 11. And then it's going to be 2x plus 3 times 3 equals 11. 2x plus 9 equals 11. I'm going to subtract 9 on each side. 2x equals 2, which x equals 1. So your solution is 1, 3. This is going to be subtraction. You have 4x plus 3y equals 2, and then 5x plus 3y equals negative 2. And be subtracting here because 3 minus 3y eliminates. And then you're going to get negative x equals 4, because 4 minus 5 is negative 1. And 2 minus 2. Negative 2 minus 2 is 4. And then x equals negative 4. And then I'm going to plug that into this equation. You're going to get 4 times negative 4 plus 3y equals 2 equals negative 16 plus 3y equals 2. Add 16 on each side. You're going to get 3y equals 18. And y is going to equal 6. So your solution is negative 4, 6.
Okay, so multiplication for systems of equations. When just adding and subtracting won't work, multiplying by constant creates equivalent equations that can be eliminated by adding or subtracting. To solve a multiplication system of equation, you could use 6x plus 5y equals 19, and 2x plus 3y equals 5. And since you're multiplying, you should use the opposite equation's x value. So this would be 6x plus 5y equals 19 times 2. And then the second equation would be 2x plus 3y equals 5 times negative 6. And if you multiply those together, it would be 12x plus 10y equals 38. And negative 12x minus 18y equals negative 30. 12x and then negative 12x cancel out, and you're left with 10y equals 38 minus 18y equals negative 30. That equals negative 8y equals 8, and you divide each one by negative 8 to get the y alone, and then it equals y equals negative 1. To get the solution, you have to plug it into one of these equations. We use 6x plus 5y equals 19. It's 6x plus 5 times negative 1 equals 19. That equals 6x minus 5 equals 19 plus 5 on each side. And then it's 6x plus 24. And to get the x alone, you divide each one by 6, and x equals 4. So the solution is 4, negative 1.
Yes. What if I just jumped up in there and be like, woo!